First up, at UFC Vegas 86, we have Daniel Marcos taking on Aoriqileng. Damn, I got the slides backwards. Boy, the first one I messed up. Yeah, Aoriqileng. The first one I messed up. Daniel Marcos, 15-0. He is undefeated in his career. He's coming off that split decision win over Davey Grant, taking on Aoriqileng. 25-11 overall, 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming off that dominant win over Johnny Munoz Jr. Daniel Marcos, one of the bigger favorites on the card. This card is loaded with 2-1 favorites. Not a ton beyond that, right? No 4, no 5-1, nothing crazy, but a lot of 2-1. Daniel Marcos, a lot of people's more confident pick on this card. And I get it if we look at his skill sets, right? He's an effective striker. He's got some power. He can be accurate. Does a nice job working in combinations. He does a nice job with forward movement. He'll throw 1-2s and he'll just follow up with a flying knee or a flying elbow. Very good takedown defense at almost 90%. And he has a mixed bag of knockouts and decisions. So we know that he can go a full 15 minutes with his cardio. But he's coming off that Davey Grant fight. He did not look good in that fight. Just didn't do enough. Very low volume. Taking on Aoriqileng, this guy's well-rounded. He's got incredible pressure, sets a really nice pace. He can fight a technical fight or he can just get sucked into a brawl. He uses striking to set up takedowns, and he does have 7 takedowns in his UFC career, but he is mostly a striker. He's coming off that decision over Johnny Munoz where he dropped him, took him down a couple of times. The odds are wide, in my opinion. Daniel Marcos is good. He is undefeated. I totally get it. Minus 250, almost approaching a 3-1 favorite. Seems a bit wide, especially if I look at his last fight. Because he did not look good in that last fight. Maybe before the Davey Grant fight, like, okay, these odds make sense. But he had no pressure, insanely low volume, and that version of Daniel might not beat Aoriqileng. He honestly might not. He barely beat Davey Grant, and some people don't think he did. Aoriqileng is tough. He moves forward no matter what's happening. But I am also a huge proponent of fighters are not what their last fight was. Remember, a month ago, Nicholas Mata, I'm like, he's much better than that one fight against Trey Ogden. Last week, Julia Stoliarenko, I was like, don't bet on her. She had one phenomenal fight, but that doesn't mean that's who she is as a fighter. So I have to apply that exact same logic here. Daniel Marcos is better than his last fight, or he is not his last fight. If I look at his complete body of work, he is much better than that. So I have to assume the low volume backing up Daniel Marcos that fought Davey Grant won't be the guy that shows up on Saturday. So Daniel has to be the pick because of that. But I don't have a single bet with Daniel Marcos in it because I just can't trust him after his last performance. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, I agree. Daniel Marcos is definitely the better fighter of the two. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I mean, there's a reason why he's 15-0, and he's going to be the better striker, and it should be a mostly striking matchup. But he can be low volume, and Aoriqileng stays in his face. This could be a very, very close decision. So I'm on Daniel Marcos here, but I agree with you. So it could be a close one.
Yeah, he's almost too accurate for his own good. Takes his time, bang, one shot. Let me wait, throw another one shot at a time. He is very juiced in DraftKings at $9,300. And he gets a little tricky because he is a mixed bag of finishes and decisions, but I don't think I'm going to touch him at $9,300 because he's not a killer who comes forward just looking to put your lights out. His finishes, he sort of finds them accidentally. And Aoriqileng can be tough. You're going to look at that $9,300 in DraftKings or the $6,900?
I think the good news is you see an undefeated fighter like this, and you kind of worry if he doesn't get the finish, because a lot of these guys are just like kind of first-round finish type guys. But he's not. You know, if it does go to a decision, he can win decision type fights. And as you mentioned, he does kind of just wait to the KO kind of finds him, but probably not for DraftKings.
Yep, I hear you. Jakey and I on the same side across the board on this fight. Neither one of us very confident in Daniel Marcos. We both think he wins. We're probably not going to spend that money. If you do want to check out all the picks, the bets, the round line leans, and more, not just from Jacob and I, but also 6 other analysts, just go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member at the top, and you will unlock everything you have ever needed for these fights. Before you go, let me give you $50. Anybody who goes to WeWantPicks.com/bets and signs up with any one of our affiliate partners gets $50 as a thank you. Use the link, sign up, make a deposit. We send you $50 as a thank you.